Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know that I'm probably going to come across as maybe being like a broken record here, but again, I am really pissed. So many of you know that I am a property manager and I rely on tenants paying rent. The problem is we have tenants in properties and units that we manage who were furloughed. What really sucks about furlough is you're off work without pay. Some of their benefits keep going, like health insurance, so it's a bit better than being fully laid off. But there are a lot of tenants that are relying on the pandemic unemployment assistance payments. In fact, the average rent out here is around $2,800 per month for a house. And an apartment, that might cost around $1,800 per month. So the $2,400 barely covers a roof over a head for some people on unemployment. Out here, if you're unemployed, you're screwed with the $600 boost. Well, then the hammer dropped. Instead of just $200 for unemployment boost, Republicans are now potentially considering a $100 boost. The news is just getting worse and worse now, and it's almost offensive at this point. And I know there are a lot of people who might see this as an, oh, come on, the unemployment payment is just a free handout. I get that point of view. Maybe to some it is, but to others, I see the pain. I see the struggle, the forced moves and the evictions coming, and it's just really sad. I actually have someone right now, a tenant, like probably right now as you're watching this video, who is packing up their stuff because they had to break their lease and they're now moving because they lost their job and they're moving to a less expensive area. If the boost goes down to $100, there are going to be a lot of financially ruined people in California, New York, and other devastated areas. And my heart really does go out to everyone because it's just really sad to think about. Right now, it just seems that the Republicans don't mind propping up the stock market at the expense of the people who actually need help. Then, multiple Republicans said yesterday that they might not even be able to strike a deal with Democrats. And what is that even supposed to mean? It's almost like a threat that Republicans are unwilling to work with Democrats and we're just the ones getting screwed. It's seriously like the people are the ones being forgotten in this situation. No money for teachers, yes, maybe money for students, but no money for heroes or essential workers. Maybe a payroll tax cut. Oh, but wait! If there's going to be a payroll tax cut, there of course have to be strings attached as well, which is extremely typical. Now it's apparently, sure, payroll tax, but only on your first $50,000 and only if you apply and only after September 1st. Are you freaking kidding me? This is worse than going on a family errand with 2 young children to get your passports renewed at the post office in person. And yes, I did that and it was absolutely horrible. I do not recommend. I hated it. It was a horrible day. Maybe I just feel different because I live in California. We're on lockdown again and I can't even see my friends, which I'm super bummed about. Also, suggestions from lawmakers are also still floating around that they might do a payroll tax deferral, which means we might have to repay the money in the future. Or maybe they'll waive it, but we might not know that right away. It honestly just feels like we're being jerked around at this point. But seriously, the stuff we're hearing here is just depressing, and it doesn't help that it's so far apart from the Democrats. It doesn't even come close. Like, at least if we were somewhat close, we'd maybe know what we're going to get. Instead, we're here scratching our heads, just wondering what's going to happen. At the same time, COVID deaths are up. We broke 1,000 deaths as a nation at the start of this week. COVID cases are up over 60,000, although we are testing much more, which is good. And it is reassuring to hear that the White House is finally agreeing to support the CDC. At first, the White House wanted the CDC to use the leftover $9 billion in money from the CARES Act, but full support for testing and tracing does appear to be part of the deal now with an extra $16 billion coming. This is down from the $25 billion in support we thought would come. But it does come at the same time as the White House just approved a $2 billion contract with Pfizer to provide up to 100 million vaccines. Although honestly, I don't know if 30% of Americans are going to be willing to take this vaccine. I guess we'll see about that. I don't personally know how I feel. It does seem a little rushed, and honestly, I know very little about biology or biochemistry. You know, you could ask me anything about property management and I'll be your girl, but vaccines, I don't know too much. It just seems super scary to me, and everything is just so unsure and uncertain at this point. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time.